Hey everyone, we're back with a sculpting, more of a process. This isn't really a tutorial video, it's just kind of showing you my process and everything as I'm learning the sculpting tools within Blender. It's actually an amazing set of tools within a program. I mean, you know, some of you may have a background in ZBrush or programs like that, which apparently is very difficult to learn. I've never used it myself, but as you can see here, I'm just using the draw tool within Blender, starting from a sphere and just basically kind of roughing out the shapes of the skull. This is not supposed to be or intended to be in any way a anatomically correct skull. This is just more of me just kind of having fun and just kind of learning the program, which is really what you should do, or at least as far as I'm concerned, what you should do when you're just trying to learn how to use the tools within a program. Try not to get too focused on making everything perfect, and just learn how to use the program and learn how to use the tools and just have fun with it. As you can see here, I'm using the crease tool to kind of define my edges better. I find that what I do is I use a process first using the draw tool and the grab tool to kind of help pull out forms and everything, and then I go back and kind of refine it with the crease tool. And the thing with the crease tool is that, and all these tools really within Blender, within the sculpting, is, you know, you can do plus and minus on them. Like by default, you know, it's set to plus, and so what that does is that pulls things out, or like in the instance of the crease tool, it helps you crease edges. Whereas if you reverse it, if you hold control while using the tool, it subtracts. And so in other words, it cuts grooves in, like what I'm doing here with the teeth, you know, creating these, you know, the grooves and everything, or various indentions in the skull. And it just better helps you define your forms once you've used the draw tool and everything. One of the other things is, if you'll notice in the top right hand corner of the screen, there's the Dino Topo setting. I have that on. I think I have it set to, I think I may have set to 2 or 4 here, but basically what that does is it just really subdivides your mesh down into really small faces, polygons, whatever you want to call them, triangles, and allows you to have incredible detail while you're working. The only thing is that it can really try your machine. Now you notice here I'm using the quad remesher plugin, and I do this several times while I'm working on my mesh, just to kind of check and see where I'm at as far as how everything's looking. Because what I'll do is I'll turn it on, or I'll run it, and then I'll turn it off and go back to my original mesh just to keep working. Quad remesher is incredible. It's a great plugin. It does cost, I mean, I would say, you know, try, you know, it does have a trial period, a 30-day trial period. I'd say use it, you know, for the trial period and see how you feel about it. And if you really like it, then you know, if you want to keep working with it, they do have a non-commercial version, which means, you know, of course you can't use it for profit or anything like that. But then, you know, once you've, you know, gotten a better handle on it, then you can go back and purchase the commercial version or anything, so you can start using it professionally. You'll see here I'm adding the jaw now onto the skull, and I'm just starting off with actual 3D modeling, or, you know, actual modeling, you know, polygons and everything, and doing some extrusions and working with the vertices and everything. This is just kind of the process that I've learned so far as to, you know, how to do things, certain objects and everything. I mean, you know, heads typically you start with a sphere, but now I'm taking the object I've built, and I'm using the draw tool to start defining more forms and everything, and making it more organic, defining the teeth. And yes, I have friends in the medical and dental field and everything, and yes, I know this is not you know, definitely not anatomically correct. The teeth are not correct and everything. I actually worked for a dental company several years ago and was amazed at just the precision and just how much detail there is in, you know, the teeth and molars, and how much differences there is in between them. They're actually all named. But anyways, back to talking about the sculpt here. Either way, it's a really fun process, and I mean, I've made characters, using just 3D modeling, just doing extrusions and everything. But sculpting just really allows you to create personality within a character that you're creating, as well as making organic forms. And I mean, you can just keep going back and refining what you've created. And the whole my whole thing is that when you're just starting out learning a new tool, is just have fun with it. Try not to get so consumed with details. If you get too consumed with details too early on, you're liable to get frustrated and everything. But you can see here I'm playing with the lighting and everything, and just kind of working with it as I go. And now I'm using the quad remesher to create the topology that I'll need to be able to. Well, actually, looks like I'm doing some more refining here with the crease tool and everything. But like I said, I used the quad remesher several times throughout, and then revert back to my original mesh just to kind of see where I am. But pretty soon here we'll be going into getting ready to prep this thing for texture mapping and everything. See, using the quad remesher tool. All right, so now I'm going to start defining seams. I'm sorry, that was the word I was trying to find earlier. Creating seams within my mesh. And one of the great things is that if you hit Control-Shift-M, you'll see here in a minute, you have your seam selected and you hit Control-Shift-M, that will mirror the seams that you selected on one side to the other side of your mesh. And it just makes things go by so much quicker. I mean, when I was first starting out doing this, I was literally going back and forth being like, okay, I think I have both sides correct and everything. And then I was like, wait, surely there is an easier way to do this. And yes, there is. And, that's a lesson to me and a lesson to everybody, unless, you guys were smart to begin with, unlike me. And, research things and everything, make sure you're doing everything, weren't doing things the hard way. Control-Shift-M will help you as far as, making sure that your seams on your object are symmetrical. Also, one of the things I want to note is rotating the object within the 3D space. You use your middle mouse button or third mouse button to kind of rotate around and everything, and then you can hold Shift to pan around, up and down, left and right. And if you hold Control, it helps you zoom in and out. So, if you have your left hand on the keyboard, left side of the keyboard, and your right hand on the mouse, or vice versa, just keep working with both hands at once and everything. It allows you to move a lot quicker. And, I use a 22-inch Cintiq tablet, and I definitely recommend for sculpting. Definitely recommend a Cintiq or a Wacom tablet or Bamboo or whatever kind of drawing tablets. I mean, I bought my Cintiq almost 10 years ago for $2,000, and now there are some fairly industry standard digital screen tablets, drawing tablets that you can use nowadays that are way cheaper than that work just as great. I forget what type it is that Jan Sculpts use. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Jan Sculpts' channel, you definitely should. He's absolutely amazing and a great guy. I'll probably add it. You'll probably see it in the video. I'll probably add the name of it and everything. But he uses a digital drawing tablet that I think runs maybe around 500 or something like that, way more affordable. But I mean, from everything he does, it's just as great as my, overpriced Cintiq tablet. As you can see here, I'm adding seams and everything, defining the jaw and everything. And with the seams, you want to go symmetrical, and you want to try to define these things to where whenever they can lay out flat more easily. So the best way to think about it is, if you're working with a cube, you want to define your seams around your cube to where it can lay flat whenever it's being UV mapped by Blender. And this makes the painting process so much easier. Defining the teeth, just kind of going around here. there is, parts of this that are tedious and everything, but once you get your seams defined and everything, and your UV maps defined, and you can start painting, that's when it starts getting really fun. That's my 3-year-old daughter in the background there. Anyways, so here we go. So define the UV maps, and we're just about ready to start drawing or painting this guy. And so, whenever you use the quad remesher, you do lose some details and everything. I mean, I didn't want to set the mesh too high on this. I think I set the remesh on the skull, on the top part of the skull, the cranium, to 10,000 polygons, and I think I set the jaw to about 4,000 polygons. And so, you go back in this process, and through darks and shadows and everything, you can kind of redefine some of the details that were lost. And the great thing about this technique, or working with digital texture painting onto an object, is these are shaders or textures just like anything else. You can go into the shader editor and define things as normal maps, bump maps, roughness maps, metallics, and everything, which you'll see here in a little bit. That I do, but yeah, I'm just kind of going in, trying to redefine some shadows and everything on the skull, and kind of just, kind of going a little chaotic, just so it kind of gives a little more texture to the skull, and really practice with the texture painting and everything, because you got to learn how to use your brushes, you got to learn how to use these tools within the program and everything. And I can't stress enough, again, when you're starting off, just have fun with it. Don't get too many expectations of yourself and everything. There's nobody standing over you, unless you're doing this for a client. You're trying to learn something on the fly for a client and everything, in which case that's a difficult position to be in. But sometimes things happen, and you have to learn something on the fly. I mean, that's how I learned Blender, was I had to learn on the fly in order to make a client happy. But anyways, getting back to the painting process here and everything. Like I said, I'm just going around adding in darks, lights and darks and everything to kind of help define forms a bit more. And liking the way how this is turning out and everything. Yeah, just this whole process is a lot of fun. I mean, there is ditch digging involved within it. Any type of art form has ditch digging, where you're just, there's parts of it that are definitely less enjoyable than others. But when you get to the end result and what you can achieve with this technique and this just this software package in general, especially for a free software package, it's just amazing what you can do. And the fact that, with Blender, I've been able to do several commissions and freelance projects and everything. It's a program that's just made dreams come true, because I'm not, I don't have a license for Maya or any of the other 3D packages or anything like that. It's just my day job is I'm a graphic designer. I work for fairly large company, and my day-to-day is typically flyers, logos, videos, animations, and such like that. And I've been trying to start incorporating some of my 3D work into it as well, but this is more of what I do on the side and more for fun. And for some of you, that may be all you use it for, and what, that's just fine, because having fun with art and everything, I mean, it's just it's a great thing to do in your spare time. Just going in, adding more, trying to find more shadows and such, and parts of the skull. But yeah, this guy's shaping up pretty good, and this was a lot of fun to practice with. Here you go. I'm creating a roughness map and everything, and kind of defining the shininess of the skull and everything, and helping to make the sockets less shiny. Now I'm just playing around with the pivot points, but yeah, we're coming to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if you want more content like this in the future. I'm hoping to do some more stuff here pretty soon. Otherwise, Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Thanks, guys.